Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to RPO Podcast, where we cover all things football. Today, we'll be covering all mostly NFL. We'll talk about a few things that we're going to be doing tomorrow for college football, but we're going to save that for later into the video. For the most part, we're just going to be discussing our picks, some hot takes on some of the stories going around the NFL, and that's just kind of what we do here. We go over the hot takes of the football world, and so I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get started. So the first hot topic that we're going to be hitting out of three is coaching fires or coaching step downs or dismissals.
Yeah, so first off, we have the Steelers' big situation. Longtime head coach Mike Tomlin, he stepped down as head coach from the Steelers last week, and so that's a big thing for the Steelers. That's going to lead to other things, most likely with Aaron Rodgers probably retiring after that season. But it was always this consistent thing with the Steelers that they would have a solid season, make it to the playoffs, but then they'd fall short early on, and they wouldn't make it very far. Same thing kind of with the situation with the Bills. Great football team, but they just somehow they can't make it past the far in the playoffs. Mike Tomlin stepped down, and this is going to leave a big hole for the Steelers to fill. I don't think they're really sure who they're going to sign to become their new head coach. Now
they've got two holes to fill, because without Aaron Rodgers, you lose a chunk of experience, but you also lose talent. So now they're having to hunt for new talent from new quarterbacks.
Yep. So it leaves them with a lot of different things they have to address. I personally think they could maybe go out for like a Raheem Morris as a head coach or something like that. We'll talk more about him a little bit later. But Mike Tomlin expressed that he felt like he let the team down, and he felt kind of disappointed with how the last few years of his head coaching career has led them to be. The New York Giants reportedly checked in on Mike Tomlin before hiring John Harbaugh, which they did actually hire John Harbaugh, which is good for them. Aaron Rodgers, NFL has released that, like I said, Aaron Rodgers is not expected to return to the Steelers following the Mike Tomlin stepping down. And it just looks like it's this overall fallout with the Steelers right now. It's kind of a disappointing end for his career, and it probably wasn't the way he was planning on going out. Now, I mentioned John Harbaugh being signed to the Giants. Big news for the Giants. The Giants needed someone like him that has that experience with players with talent, unlike their previous head coach. Didn't have that as much. John Harbaugh has experience with all-star great players such as Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Kyle Hamilton, just Kyle Van Noy. Great people all around. Great football players. So that is a great thing for this young Giants offense with Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterby, and Malik Neighbors. Those three players, I think, will be a big key for them in this upcoming few seasons to have their success. Fortunately, Malik Neighbors suffered that ACL injury, which cut his season short, but I think he'll come back and bounce back, hopefully well. I wish the best for him in the next season. I think that's a great move by the Giants. I think it will help solidify their maybe a little bit shaky offense. They already have a pretty solid defense with star players like Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence, who bring great pressure when it comes to sacks and bringing pressure towards opposing teams' quarterbacks. I think that they have an overall solid thing going around, and I think that overall it was a great move by the Giants. So now on to Raheem Morris. You take it away.
All right, Raheem Morris, it's just so sad to see him go. I mean, I feel like he did really good in Atlanta. I feel like he did a lot of good. He focused on so many of the good parts of Atlanta and built upon them, but also built on the bad parts. Like, you look at he helped Kyle Pitts get back to basically what I would consider his prime. Like, he was only a few yards short, about 100 yards short of 1,000. Like, he was super close. He brought Kyle Pitts back. I'm like, that's what's awesome. Now they have another weapon, and that's where I'm like, Atlanta had the team. The problem is, I don't think it was coaching. A lot of it was player injuries that stacked up. And now I understand coaches have to be able to make those
adjustments. Yeah,
they have to make those adjustments. I understand that, but I mean, this is the guy's second year, isn't it? Like this is his second year, right, with Atlanta.
Raheem Morris. I'm not sure, but I think
I'm pretty sure this is around like his second to third year. Like, he hasn't been there super long, and I'm like,
yeah,
you're just gonna
you gotta give
I know,
the guy
you gotta
more
give
of a
him more
shot.
time.
I mean,
And
he's got
also
Bijan Robinson, Michael Penix, and all those people.
And he's recruited these guys for you who are incredible, and you're throwing this guy into
Under the bus,
I would
pretty
say one of the most hostile fan bases in the NFL. Like, you look at Atlanta's fan base, and they are always wanting to win. They're always wanting perfection. And the thing is, sometimes you can't always expect that of those coaches. Like, they can't always have perfection. They can't always win games. Like, I feel like they're going a little bit too hard on Raheem Morris, and I think that's really the main reason he was fired. I feel like it was just a way of the Falcons staff to just to please the fan base. I think it was just just a way to please the fan base, to try to calm them down a little bit. But I'm like, you can't just throw this man under the bus. I'm like, golly.
I mean, they barely just missed the playoff spot.
I know,
mean,
barely.
The top three teams were 8 and 9. Then you just leave the Saints in the dust there, and they struggled all season long until the very end. But they just barely missed that playoff spot. And if they improved on a few games early on in the season, they would have easily been the number 1 seed over the Panthers and the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers had a great, strong start, terrible ending, and the Panthers had the opposite. And the Falcons were just on and off all season, which led them to that mediocre performance. And
I love the Panthers, and I really do think that they're a great team this year. But I do think the Falcons had more talent this year. You look at Michael Penix. I think he's still second when I say, of those quarterbacks that were named, of talking like Bryce Young and Michael Penix. I would say Bryce Young is still better. He's still number 1 out of those two.
Yeah, mostly I would say due to injuries.
Yes, that's the main reason why. Bryce Young is tougher and he's had more experience. But Michael Penix, I think, has the skill to surpass Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And you look at Bijan Robinson. He's been just killing it. He's been insane.
He's a terrific player. He is a great player.
I would argue that he's the greatest player in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I would say so too, yeah.
I mean, he's incredible. He's been absolutely stellar. And now we move in to the playoffs, and with the Panthers, although they had a good roster, they struggled a little bit with on the offensive side of the ball in the beginning of the game. I feel like it's almost like their defense and their offense swapped. Like, their offense was being bad in the beginning, but their defense was doing really, really well, and then they swapped, and at the end, the defense just completely collapsed.
Yeah, I would say that too, yeah. They had great defense, a terrible offense, and great offense, terrible defense at the end of the season. Yeah.
And I mean, in the end, Raheem Morris, he's gonna find somewhere great to play, no matter what.
There's rumors that he might go.
Yes.
Yeah, there's rumors he might go to the Dallas Cowboys. And he could go anywhere that he really desires. It's just where the deal is and where he feels like he could lead the team better.
Exactly. I mean, everyone knows he's a great offensive mind, that he has a lot of cool plays that can dial up to really ignite a fan base and an offense into a winning team. So, well, now we're going to move into the injury of Bo Nix. Now, this is a big hot topic. This is our number 1. Wanted to hit this one really, really good. Want to make sure we cover this really, really well. So, Bo Nix, in the second to last play against Buffalo last night, broke a bone in his ankle and is getting surgery this coming Tuesday. But because of that, he's going to be missing the rest of the playoffs. And this is huge for the Broncos.
Yep.
And credit to the Bills and the Broncos. They both played incredible. I mean, they had some mistakes along the way, but in the end, the Broncos got it done. They pulled off a victory, knocked off the Bills again. And, I mean, so we'll just have to see what happens. And, I mean, hopefully the Broncos can keep going with the team that they have, if they have faith. But I don't think they do have faith. I just don't think there's enough faith that you can give in to Jarrett Stidham, their backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, there's just not enough. He has been very inconsistent as a backup. He has 8 interceptions. Although he has 8 touchdowns, he has 8 interceptions to follow that.
And he hasn't played many games, and he has a high sack percentage.
And they're all
a great defense
exactly,
like the Patriots or Texans, that's not going to work out.
Exactly. I mean, you also look at it too. He has one of the highest sack rates in that team, like out of all the quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
At the different starters and all that stuff, like he just has a super high sack rate. What was the sack rate?
It was, I think, 9.2 in his
That's
2023 year. And he barely played at all. I only had, I think, like 100 snaps.
That's wild.
Yeah, he barely played at all, and that's not very good. He struggles with scrambling, so that leads to.
And that's the thing is, the Broncos are a scrambling offense, especially with a guy like Bo Nix. He works so hard to get that kind of scrambling movement. And that's what he does. He dials up these scrambling plays, and he gets these first downs that the Broncos are desperate for a lot of the times. And so now we've talked about the significance of this, of losing Bo Nix. Let's name a few quarterbacks that could potentially step in, almost like Phillip Rivers did with Indianapolis.
Yep.
I think that the number one option, the best option that the Broncos have, is Cam Newton. Yep. Hear me out. Cam Newton, he's still young. He's not the youngest guy, but he's still young. He's in physical shape. He could still throw. We've seen that from the Auburn training camp stuff that he's helped out with a little bit. We could see him still slinging it. He obviously has a super competitive spirit, and he obviously wants to come back. Why else would he still be a free agent if he didn't want to come back?
Yeah.
I think, and it makes it easier, because unlike some other quarterbacks who are they're good, but they're retired, they'd have to unretire, go through all this legal stuff with the NFL, do all this stuff. For them, they can just sign a contract, boom, he's in. You know what I mean? And honestly, although he might lack still the physical aspect of him, because he's older now. Of course, he's trying to avoid injury, but he has way more experience, and I trust experience over skill at this point. With the way the Broncos offense is, I trust experience over skill, and he fits that scheme perfectly. He's a scrambling quarterback. So is Bo Nix. They are very similar QBs, and that's why I think he fits perfectly into that scheme.
Yeah.
And he brings the leadership aspect back, as I said, the experience back, and he just gives them that physical type-esque to their offensive scheme. And now heading into the second option, I would say Joe Flacco is their second best option. Joe Flacco he used to be pretty good when he was with Baltimore and a few others. He was pretty decent. But as we know now, he's starting to fall. It's just because of his age. It's just the big draw. But the thing is, what would make him be willing to do that is he wants a playoff shot, most likely. I mean, who doesn't? Yeah. He also wants a starting job. Again, who doesn't? And also, he has experience. That's what they need. Again, experience over skill. That's what I'm taking all day. So that's why I put him up there. Again, he's already on a roster. He can just cut the contract and go move over to Broncos if he needs to. Again, 2 easy signs. Now here's a guy who I think fits really, really well. Played with them before. Was the last drafted Broncos QB to win them a playoff game.
Before
before Bo Nix. And that man is Tim Tebow right here. Tim Tebow was a phenomenal player from 2010 to 2011 and had some pretty cool, awesome plays. Like, of course, that famous first play of overtime touchdown to Demaryius Thomas. May he rest in peace. Just an absolutely spectacular play there. Tebow had some amazing run, like that run against the Jets to win them the game. I mean, he just had some really awesome moments. Like Tebow Mania is what they called it when he was with the Broncos. I mean, he really had the rhythm of Denver when he was there. And now, I mean, of course, he started to fall apart towards the end of his career, especially when he moved to the Jets, Jaguars, and Patriots. But, I mean, you still look at him now, and he's still in pretty good shape. Now, he might not be as athletic as he used to be because, of course, he's been taking time off. He hasn't been playing. But still, you let him practice for a week, and he could possibly do something pretty big for you.
Yeah. He has that experience, like you've mentioned.
Exactly. Again, experience. And he still has that physical aspect to him. And again, he's a scrambling quarterback. He fits that book.
The offensive scheme, yeah.
Exactly. He fits that offensive scheme. He fits that kind of plays in Denver. And that's where I think he is a great option. He's also played there before. The crowd enjoyed Tebow for a time. And I think that they would be thrilled to have him back. I mean, I think that they would enjoy having a quarterback like him back in as their starter position for the remainder of this playoff.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I think it could play a major role. I think he could be a absolute stellar quarterback if he plays to the absolute limit that he can push himself to. I think he can be great with Denver.
But of course, we add him to the last because
yes.
he's probably the most unlikely player that would do it. And it was kind of just like a fun thing to think about him coming back to Denver.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And another thing, a nugget to that is Cam Newton. He played against Denver in Super Bowl 50, so that would be quite unique for him to go to. If he went to Denver and he played for them, and then he maybe made it to the Super Bowl 10 years exactly later, that would be a really unique moment there.
The big reason that Tebow is on the bottom is because he is a busy man. He is working with ESPN. He has a family now. He has a family to take care of. He has Night to Shine coming up. And if you don't know what that is, it is started by the Tebow Foundation, and it is a night to celebrate people with special needs, to make them feel special. And if you have a church near you, we encourage you to go just look it up on the Tebow Foundation website. Go join that. It's a really great event to attend to. I would encourage that. And anyways, back to the video. I do think that that's the big draw for Tebow. That's the reason why I don't think he would come back.
Yeah.
Is he's busy. He's got a lot of things on his plate. Now, the big draw is, though, that he could potentially come back. It's possible because of this. Night to Shine is before the Super Bowl. He would still be able to do the stuff that he wants to do. Again, Monday, that's the national championship. He could get that out of the way, and he could go practice, have Night to Shine, go practice, Super Bowl, if he was able to carry them through this next playoff game. It just depends. His schedule works out. It'd be a really busy time, but he could maybe pull this off. It just depends on his decision. And Denver can't be the kind of team that disrespects his man time.
Yeah.
Like, he has his own time, and you can't just take it away from him. I mean, you got to respect the man's wishes, and you got to make sure that he's having his own time. All right, now we're going to move into our picks for today's game. Currently, what is the score for the AFC game between the Patriots and the Texans?
Currently, the Texans have the ball in the third quarter with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left. It's 21-13, so they're down by 8 points. So they would need an extra 2-point conversion to make it tied. So that's that. And then tonight at 6:30, we have the Rams and Bears game, obviously.
Yes. So for my picks for the AFC, and then I'll talk about my NFC. For the AFC, so far, I'm going to go with the Patriots. They are being super aggressive. They are being efficient with the ball. They're they're playing okay defense. Again, this is a hard offense to stop in the Texans. But I think if they can force some mistakes out of the Texans, make them have some mistakes like an interception or a fumble or something, I really do think that the Patriots are going to pull this one off. Now I jump into my NFC game. I think the Chicago Bears are going to pull this one off pretty easily. I mean, the Rams have been just inconsistent. I mean, they have weapons. I'm not saying don't sleep on the Rams. Don't sleep on the Rams. I mean, they've got some great players. Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Matthew Stafford, who in his own right is headed towards MVP, just like Drake May with the Patriots. I mean, it's going to be between those two guys. I mean, they've been incredible all year, except for Matthew Stafford, where at the end he started to struggle a little bit. And with him struggling, again, quarterback is your foundation. You lose your foundation, the whole building's coming down.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, you got to make sure that he's consistent. And the thing is, the Rams haven't proven me that. They've been inconsistent this entire time. Throughout this playoff stint, throughout this, just throughout the whole time, they've just been inconsistent.
Yeah.
And now, I think with the Chicago Bears, though, they've been spectacular. They have been just absolutely stellar with these comebacks. I mean, that comeback against Green Bay was incredible. It's probably one of the greatest games I've seen in a long time. It was insane how they were able to come back from that big of a deficit.
Yeah. It was a crazy fourth quarter for Caleb Williams and the rest of the Bears. I'm sure they were scared at halftime being down by that deficit to the Packers. But yeah.
Yeah, the thing is the Packers aren't the Packers aren't a cheap shot team. Like, you can't just walk out there and be like, let's play, whatever. Like, they're a hard team to beat, so I mean, yeah, I agree with you. They were probably worried, but they pulled it off, so give me the Bears to break those Rams' heart.
Yep.
All right, go ahead, Hunter.
For the AFC, I would say that the Patriots also would win the game. I know it's already gone, but started. But even before the game, I could have told you probably the Patriots could pull it out because of their great offense with potential MVP candidate Drake May behind, in the helm of the team, this offense. But the Texans have a great defense, and that's what's been keeping them in this game so far. As it's only 21-13, the game still has plenty of time left. Anything can happen so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a one-score game with a 2-point conversion. Yeah, so it will be a tight one. But I think that the defense of the Patriots can step up and they can show their worth. And especially, I think they have the home crowd advantage. So I think that's going to play into a role at the end of the game there. And I think that the Patriots will be able to close out that game. For the NFC, the Rams and the Bears, I believe the Bears will also win that game. Like you already said, the inconsistency. I mean, I lost to the Panthers, who are a mediocre team, probably not like one of the top teams out there. Lost to them barely. And they also, at the very end of the season, lost to the Falcons, another mediocre team. They maybe shouldn't be mediocre, but they just happen to be. And that defense, that's what's hurt them. They've let up a lot of points against the Panthers, Falcons, and all these other teams. They've had some nail biters with some other teams in this season, and they barely, I mean, skin of their teeth, beat the Panthers in the NFC wildcard game. I was heartbroken as I'm a Panthers fan, and I'm sure a lot of other Panthers fans feel heartbroken, but also happy to see the improvement in the franchise. But I would argue that the Bears are a better team. They have been more consistent, have that more solid offense, and that their defense their defense has to show up though, because the Rams will steamroll any defense. I don't care if they're on a rhythm or not. And like you already said, you can't sleep on the Rams. So the Bears' defense has to show up, and they have to play well. And if they do that, I think they have that game easily in the bag.
I agree. All right. Well, now we're going to move into our trivia question. So our trivia question for today is for the fans. You can come answer it now by dropping a comment down below. So here is the question. What player, who is a running back in position, has the most yards, career yards of all time? It means any era from start of NFL to current NFL. Doesn't matter. Make your pick. Drop your comments down below. We'll give it a heart or a comment back on it. Whatever, it depends. If you're right, we'll let you know that you're right or not. Just go drop a comment down there. Try not to look it up, but if you want to, go ahead. It's fine. We won't ridicule you for it. But now we're going to jump into our conclusion for today's video. So we've made our picks. We've talked about the two key events going on with the NFL, with Bo Nix being injured, and then, of course, coach firings recently. And now we're just going to end out with just thank you guys for being able to watch this video with us. Thank you for listening to our picks and our opinions on what we've got going on. Thank you for tuning in today. And Hunter, if you have anything to say, you can go ahead.
Yep. One final thing I'd say is tomorrow, we all know, is the College National Football Championship. So we'll probably do a podcast before that game, talking about our picks, why we think which team is going to win, and things like that. Also, we'll also do shorts summarizing some big points in our podcasts to just give you guys that highlight, so you don't have to watch our whole podcast if you don't want to, so you can see those shortened versions. And so, yeah, that's all I have to say, and thank you guys for watching this video.
All right, one more thing. We would apologize if anything that we post is a little late, or if tomorrow, of course, the national championship's happening, but we're going to be a little busy, of course, with stuff, so we'll be able to do a video before the college football national championship. But we might not be able to do a recap of the national championship until next weekend, so just stay tuned. If we can do it earlier, we will. Just depends on what happens. We'll keep y'all posted. But anyways, thank you for tuning in, and this is Hunter Oaks and Turner Holman signing off.